because Fluxo played a previous series only a couple of hours ago, and the veto's the same, I'm actually going to back Art on this one. I think Fluxo are going to get the upset today.
Well, I'm going to go the other direction on Legacy. They've done it once before. I think they can do it again, and Fluxo have proven so far over this tournament that sometimes they just seem to lose control in the second series. I feel like that's the pattern that might end up repeating here and now, but I am at least going to give the credit of the 2-1 affair. I think that Nuke could very easily be cleaned up by Fluxo. It is one of their more competent maps in the pool, so let's see how far it will go. Lato has already gone far against Pyria to start things off in the pistol in the grand final of the South America qualifier for IEM Dallas, and first blood drawn for the favour of Legacy.
An aspect that we were talking about early in the first half of Dust2 yesterday for Legacy is how hard they were hitting, and instantly on the pistol, we've got a single tap from Lato, a volley down towards lower tunnels, the Julies gets one, Nix needs a bit more, Demal drops, but the trade is there.
Sad's in fantastic responsive and follows up onto Art as well, charging forward that smoke in from the mid control. Lower tunnels have been controlled well. History in a 1 versus 3, and it's a hell of a player to have in a clutch like this for Fluxo. I think you mentioned earlier on tonight that you think he might have been the clutcher of the tournament here. Bomb on its way towards A site because the last CT has been spotted there on top of the catwalk. So only a matter of time before that plant is secured and the round will go with it.
5-0 in the last 3 months on Dust2 for Legacy. They know that this is their bread and butter. They know how much impact they can provide. History is going to have a tough time against Sadson, and instantly, while it looked to be a contentious lower tunnels play with the Julies, everybody else from Fluxo got nothing. That was an overwhelming round from Legacy.
It started with a P251 tap from Lato, close with a 3K on Sadzon's part. Excellent stuff from those two individuals. And the start will continue to work for Legacy's favour. Pistol win, Pistol's facing them. Fluxo are going to take the passive route in the buy.
Legacy know that we can farm up a bit of cash here for Missum. Everybody else just needs to be maintaining the lack of damage against these weapons, because you're right, in the Legacy Fluxo series and the Fluxo versus Imperial series, we saw way too much impact from these lower investment full ecos or even lighter buys. I hope that that gets cleaned up from both squads in a grand final, because those are the kind of rounds that not only put a lot of pressure on, but they start minimalizing economy for gun rounds, don't they? They make scrappy economy game for almost an entirety of a half if they come out regular.
We'll try and flash forward here for Fluxo, but Legacy have them on mark, so these pistols will not go far in terms of the impact. And I believe it was Legacy as well that had the better of the eco rounds. I think it was an eco round that got them to map point on Dust2, if memory serves me correctly.
Yeah.
So no threat from Fluxo in this case. Let's see whether Legacy will generate that if and when the time comes. For now, play the bonus weapons in the bonus rifle round. Fluxo, full investment into the M4s. The game can really get started now.
Jay was mentioning earlier the little winning streak on HLTV that Legacy have. They've also won 14 out of their past 17 maps, which is an incredible record. A lot of best of threes being won and a lot of series being uncompetitive. Sadzin blind up against Art. We're talking 10 seconds into the round and already it's a 5v4.
Excellent start. Not quite able to follow it up there for Demal. The right idea with the dinks of the M4 going one better than the Galil can. That's in spite of the lack of helmets here from History. Kai and Nix are in a similar scenario as well. Luck going to try and lead them forward. Alongside Nissim to face M4 of History. Get out of position. Nissim finds a Pyria out towards the long face. I believe over at Kara's where he stood. The advantage taken back by Legacy with the bomb plant bonus gained on the bomb site itself. And Fluxo with no real map control to go for a retake, so they have to back off.
This is where Art's got to be maintaining a strong vocal voice from a captain's point of view and just saying, lads, we need to lock in here. We need to be hitting hard. We've got to be making sure our util is on point and that our trades are good. Right there towards long, it's an instant duel being won by Sadson, and there's not much of a response. Yeah, History might be able to get one kill out there from short, but they don't have bodies in the right positions. They can't stop this Legacy train at the moment. And it's threatening. Yeah, it might only be 3-0, Jay, but with how dominating these rounds have been, with how easy they've felt, this is a concerning sign for the first half.
And particularly when it comes to the rifles versus the rifles. The Galil's getting the one up over the M4s, and now M4s can get upgraded to main state weapons for free. AWP also brought in by Sadzin, so time to bring out the big guns, quite literally. Not the same can be said for Fluxo, though. They saved their weapons, and they were considering a force buy. They are going to get scout outs on Art. But it's a half invest around these rifles overall, so they're not looking to go whole hog in this round. They will try their hand at the defensive, particularly the aggression towards long. Lato outside the house, nearly caught timing onto Kai, but didn't quite go all the way with it. Meanwhile, over at the tunnels, smokes to the CT side, required to keep Legacy at bay.
I'm convinced that Lux is the highest fragging and most impactful in-game leader we have in South America. So if I'm saying that, I'd be watching out for him in a grand final. He's someone that can take over a game and lead by example. It's so critical to key victories. Lato, very defensive, waiting for a bit of a prod, waiting to see if the CTs get aggressive out here from the longhouse. Just using more util towards mid and short, and taking quite a bit of map control away.
Sads and means. Art's just been seen. The scout will dish out its damage, though. The AWP can't return fire. Art, knowing that it's back there, is going to have to keep himself tucked. That Molotov should force him away. The smokes are still up for the CT side, though. They will suppress Legacy even more. Meanwhile, over in mid, Kai's won a fight against Lux. Imperius turned that 5-7 on Lato along, so the pistols do start to come up to good.
Just a couple of contacts from Fluxo working out successfully, and now for Legacy, there's not much room in this round. It's going to be Demal and Nissan to get themselves out of trouble.
And Demal's just gone down to Kai, 2K to his name. You want to talk about impact players and server? Well, he's one of them. Done extremely well over the last couple of days.
Has he? I would disagree with you on that one. Where's he done well?
Nuke over in Imperial is one example.
One map, last series, I should say last series. The series against Fluxo yesterday, 24 kills, 39 deaths, minus 45 KD difference, 62.6 ADR, and a 0.71 rating, the lowest out of anyone in the server. I didn't see much from him in that Legacy series, and in the Sharks one, he definitely wasn't a top performer.
He's found the 2 impact frags that turn this round permanently the way of Fluxo, shutting down any chances for exits in this round at least. Getting that first on the board of the Fluxo side. Legacy have cash to reinvest though, so they will try go at this again. Giving a couple of AKs over towards the CT side meanwhile.
The Legacy don't have the best long spawn, so won't see an aggressive challenge. Sads in with the AWP, waiting for the mid challenge. Doesn't get anything. The Legacy would love to be able to respond in quickly. Yeah, you might lose a scrappy eco in the last, but win the next gun round and then you'll make a statement.
The AWP fire just missed time there at spawn. Ever so slightly early. Legacy will start to take short access and control. 3 players up on the catwalk. 4th man about to join them as well. No one watching directly from mid on Fluxo there. More centralized towards the A bomb site and long. No one's watching long right now, but that's fine because Legacy are not there themselves.
And no HEs to go out to the short individuals means that util damage is going to be light only on incendiaries.
Try and block them also, and they won't be successful in that regard. Down at spawn, Art's going to get a kill. Pyria out and long is going to find the Nissim extension. Lux gets history back at ramp, and Pyria is forced to back away, concerning about a potential flank and a split play in from that long position. Lux will finally force him away from angle, get that bomb site under Legacy control. Fluxo back off to keep them out advantage and start to set up for the retake.
It still looks promising if space can be taken. Right now, the T's are trapped on the bomb site directly.
Nice engage from Kai. The HE will take down Sads in, and Nix can follow up on Lux. Yes, the AWP got a pick on the way out, but now it's all left on Lato in a 1 versus 3. Flash is coming in at the long position. They will come up from short. Pyria will take the trade back against Nix's casualty, and Fluxo will take 2.
Pyria recognizes the round nicely, knows that it's a heavy short commit, he's got himself a kill, doesn't need to stay around. End up backing off, move out from long, regroup with your teammates towards short and hold the man advantage. And Legacy had just no breathing room in that post. As soon as the bomb went down, they were fought against the short individuals straight away, and no way to run the clock. A couple of rounds in a row now from Fluxo, and at least they've got some AKs.
Still keep the cash for the most part, but it is starting to dwindle. The Galil out for Demal. Sadin watching down mid for some aggressive plays from Fluxo. They're not going to be received instead. Most aggressive player is a history posted up on short. Looking down at the tunnels for no contact and no real vision of anyone from Legacy.
Legacy got that 6-6 T-side half in the last meeting on Dust2, so they've got to be looking at a goal and an expectation of 6 or more. Nyx, bit of an off angle to just be jiggling out in the open with intention towards that upper tunnel's entrance. Hope that you can catch a bit of a sleeper on the default.
Shots ringing out from the Orpers. Fluxo specifically having history there, set towards short now, known about, going to put that smoke down to suppress time, which is pretty nice at less than 60 seconds on the clock, 50 seconds in fact. Legacy look like they might go mid to B.
Art's got an incendiary, so he can put that down from spawn, just try and delay and slow the tease.
There it comes. Damao and Lux is going to beat him. He gets ahead of the smoke though. Both backs are turned. He gets away with that kill onto Damao and tons of damage onto Lux. Lasso going to trade it. Player also outside of the tunnel's entrance. And now Pyria can look to try and strike. He pushes forward that smoke. Lasso gets the trade. Nyx flanked in from window. Kai can get 2 kills back on the turn. Now he really looks good in this round. Seeing if he can have left hand side, but Sadzin connects his shot. Expects the player to be coming in close as well. History with his own orb. Cross back, leg shot connects Sadzin. Refaces, trying to catch him on a pixel. But 12 seconds and he's not ready for history to move aggressive from window. Fluxo will claim their 3rd round.
You just get into a state where Art's feeling the game right now. Perfectly timed incendiary, gets on the front side of the smoke, he's doing a lot of damage, he gets pretty much 2 kills by himself. And then on the B defense, while Nyx gets overwhelmed quickly, Kai steps up. He's the one that stays alive, does a lot of damage, and of course it's history in the 1v1, in the late round clutches to provide that he's one of the best players in server.
Lato on a half-buy with Legacy, trying to see if they can work some pace against the Fluxo side. They are rushing out towards long, and Lux is caught. The pistols on their face against Pyria. They're going to return the favour very quickly, and this time with only pure pistols. No rifle to speak of until they pick them up off the dead bodies of Fluxo players. History's Orb now trying to lean in and get a trade, but he doesn't pull the trigger, and Kai falls to Lux. Oh, it's coming undone for Fluxo now. Nyx can't hold on forever. That is all 5 players alive. 4 rifles, just the 4 rifles recovered for free on Legacy. Oh my goodness, that is what we feared the most.
Oh, it's been 7 rounds, and we've seen a pretty much full eco come out from Legacy, and we've also seen a stolen half-buy round from Fluxo. So maybe that's something that we need to be anticipating. Anytime it's a light investment, it's going to be damage. It's going to be close. It's going to be tight. There's not going to be much in it. From Fluxo's point of view, that just stops all momentum, doesn't it? You start getting a few rounds in a row. You feel as if everyone's trading quite well. Impact is coming from multi-fraggers. And then what are you rewarded for going into round 8? Oh, yeah, an AWP for history, but an SMG for Nyx, a pistol for Art, a FAMAS for Pyria. It's not ideal, and this is where Legacy can really capitalize and try and push towards that 6-3 marker.
Well, as we say, that's thrown a spanner into the works. The guns are released in for history and Kai on the rifle basis, but Legacy, of course, I mean, they've bolstered their cash so well they can get a buy in the next round. In mind and everything. Nissim trying to strike first. History again going to get forced off angle here. AWP getting on towards the hands of Art. He does find Lato at least refacing for more though. Sadzin punishes both of those directly through the smoke. History is low. Nissim is close to contact. His USP is out. He's trying to find that AWP, but it seems like he made a little bit of noise. Nissim's being wary about him now. Bomb is close to sight. Player can't be seen. That AWP has been dropped a little bit too deep. That's why History is only rocking the pistol. That may have been a mistake on the part of Legacy. At least Nyx can turn it into a 3 versus 3.
Do you commit for this, though? It's a tough retake. You've got a bit of util for Kai. I reckon lob that incendiary in there. Just search, and if a kill presents, then you can start going in for it.
Nissim's pressing the smoke. Failing in a moment or two, but there's a deeper smoke out towards the CT spawn entrance where Nissim, able to see where History is. We'll hear those players coming in from the short position. Gets that tap. History. HG sent his direction, so even if he doesn't fall down to the rifle, he will fall down to the utility. Kai will take Nissim back on the trades. That'll be 3 casualties taken on Legacy, but Lux is still here on the site. Actually losing his life. Smoke on the bomb as well. Kai Trying to find it though. Has he got it in time? He might just lose Sadzin. He's shooting to the wrong place. Oh, it's a ninja defuse for Fluxo this time as they counter the steal with a steal of their own.
Oh, the Goose player just trolls it there for Legacy. Maybe thinking that he was just going to be backing off, try and catch him. You just need to be playing time there. You need to be jiggling him out. There wasn't much left on the bomb. The last thing you want is a smoke down and the AWP out of all weapons to be the one to try and fight against the diffuser. It's an excellent effort to come through from Kai, and frustration is going to be high for Legacy.
Yeah, no doubt. Four apiece. T-side presence out to long once again. Lato. Utility for his teammates of Demau and Co, but Incendiaries on. Art's going to be protected against it, though. He actually has a little bit too deep there. Lux, meanwhile, he's challenged first out towards that mid position, and Legacy are going to be low on HP advantage as a result. Smoke start coming in, another Incendiary, another Molotov out there. Kai just scored the kill out in mid as Lux will fall. Art will take Demau. It's a 5-on-3 for Fluxo here.
It's a cheeky little setup. Art's trying to bait that he's the only one out there towards Car. So if Long gets taken completely, they might not expect that secondary player. So much chaos, and it helps that Kai returned a bit of pressure away, didn't he? Just going for that aggressive duel, dealing with the lurk in the lower tunnels. That gives a bit more of an advantage for Fluxo to work with in this round.
Nyx 4 onto Nissim. Lato finally gets a trade for Legacy, but it's coming a little bit too late. 3-on-2 still for the Fluxo side. Bomb's going to get picked up, although Nyx is making his way all the way up towards mid. So now the T's are bracketed. A has to be the target. No time to rotate to B. Making their way in quick with no qualms about this. Kai is going to wait back behind the short boxes. Now backstab also close again from Nyx. Keep your eye on that minimap. Kai looking to move just yet. The AWP up, watching for Nyx. Lato gets the kill on Kai. Actually, the FAMAS of History's got to trade it back, and that drops the bomb as well towards the CT spawn entrance. Sadzin M4 swapped up to so little time. Just over 10 seconds to get these kills in. A smoke down to try to block vision. Oh, he's seen the man. Oh, he down there gets a second as well. With 6 seconds to spare, he clutches it for Legacy.
What is going on right now? The only thing I can say is this is a grand final. Sadzin, it's funny. When I look at his performances over the closed qualifier, I think it's been a fairly consistent AWPer, but nothing that's caught my eye. Nothing that's been over-dramatic with pure impact. History has felt like he's the revelation. He's felt like the guy that's been proving so much. But now I'm looking at this grand final and I'm thinking, Sadzin's producing the goods. Not only is he giving us X Factor and round wins, but he's 10-2.
With an M4 and an AWP and all. Wonderful, wonderful stuff from him. Imperia is at least going to try and get some revenge back. Demau's going to get caught for it outside of the longhouse, but the concern now is Nyx alone at 26 points of HP on the B defensive. They're going to have to walk right past the spawn without checking it. Strikes on the first man, decent damage on the second, but Lux has responded. The CTs are very quick to the rotations, but smokes are in the way of their vision. Kai still sneaks forward. Sadzin's been tagged down. Nissim to take the swing back. The scout just blind firing, hoping for a Hail Mary. None of which is answered by the gods above. 2v2 for the retake.
Sadzin to see if he can deliver 2 rounds in a row.
Damage down to the USP. History turns up Sadzin, gets some revenge, trying to prove that he's still the superior man in this context. Nissim, however, he's alone in the 1 versus 1. The scout out for History is not good enough. The AK goes one better, and Legacy will have minimums.
Legacy now are in such a strong and pivotal position on this T side of Dust2. They're up 6-4. They've been able to finally break the economy, force an eco. You're guaranteed 7. Might be trying to strive for 8. You know that History is just not going to have the money to invest into a big green come the last round of the half. So start striking when the iron is hot. Man, I'm surprised how many 1vXs and just tight rounds there's been so far in this grand final.
A very down-to-the-wire matchup, which is exactly what we came for here. I think the one issue, the one problem that we would have faced here was another blowout from the part of the Fluxo side, but that is not happening. These matches are becoming down to the wire. The Legacy will look to pull ahead right here. As you mentioned before, there's only eco pistols, so Fluxo don't have enough equipment to resist Legacy winning the half. Oh, Nissim's going for the knife. Just to add the confidence to the board. Don't need it. But no harm in trying, especially when you actually get it. Last round of the half. Legacy, as you say, going to aim for 8-4. Fluxo, 7-5 is their best case scenario.
In 2024, Legacy qualified for the Copenhagen Major, the ESL Challenger Katowice event, and the Shanghai Americas RMR. They've got to be looking at this grand final and saying, let's start getting that ticket in early. Let's look at February as the one that got us towards Dallas. Sadzin spots a couple on the cross. It's 2B and double mid, so very light on the defense towards A from Fluxo. Sadzin
struck on history. Got players down in mid as well to fight against Art. They know he's out there inside of that smoke somewhere. Molotovs and HE sent his general direction. Actually extend towards this forward angle. The Molotov, the second one, actually should be able to do so. He's sat back ahead of Xbox. Lux has fallen away, seeing where those bullets are flying from Pyria. He'll fall back.
Art can get one, but there's a contact. There's a walk to long, and this is unknown to the CTs right now.
And the smokes will start coming down to telegraph the hit towards the A site. So the Sadzin, Latta rather, has already made his way out to that position, finding Pyria. Art goes down to Nissim, and Kai is trying to trade out from short. Smokes involved at elbow. Kai's seeing the jump face from one player. There's two in total there. The tag from Sadzin can get finished up by Lux, and Nix alone, the 1 versus 3, will not go past the first challenge. For Legacy, they lead at the turn of the half, 8-4. A nail-biter matchup thus far. Things have been down on the wire with clutches, 1v1s, and great impact from individuals, but down by 4 rounds. I wonder if Fluxo are feeling happy about that.
Well, they can't be. This is statistically their worst first half performance in the comp so far. The worst that they had before this, Jay, was getting 5 rounds in a first half. Now they're on the back foot even further, and in a grand final, it's going to be tough to recover.
Now they switch to their team side, so let's see whether they truly can recover here. Went 11-13 in the last map of Dust2 against the Legacy side, so they really weren't that far off against them. Now they have to apply themselves, although Nix has taken that early damage. 57 points of health. Art trying to make some noise outside of the tunnels. They got some smokes down from Demal to watch some from CT spawn. It's Sadzin up the task instead towards Short, and that's the wrong player to face. Top fragging the server right now. Pyria, his latest victim. Lato will support against Nix. History can take Demal back, and he'll extend all the way towards the top of ramp. See the player also long range from long. Seeing now Sadzin taking those fights at the edge of the smoke, but unable to get the kills against. 3-on-3 standoff. They've got a little bit of a lurk outside of that short position where Lux will have to challenge.
Sadzin getting up on the bomb site. Lux helping Hound, and now Kai's the last one left.
Got him 1 kill out of 3. Second headshot on Lato, just as crispy as Sadzin's was. And now he hides on the bomb site. Hearing that player coming in. Lux's Julies stand no chance against Kai's Glock, and Fluxo win the pistol.
Now, you mentioned how competitive and close the scorelines were last time in the best of 3 between these two. Maybe it was the helping hand of just how many pistols they were able to win. Fluxo went 3 for 4 in pistols over those 2 maps, whereas this time around, lost the first and almost looked like they were going to lose the second. They had to rely on Kai to win an all-out 1v3 just to hold survival.
Not the first clutch we've seen in this series, and I don't think it'll be the last. But Kai is pulling ahead for his team, trying to put them on their back like they did in the first map of this competition for themselves. The second map of the competition, excuse me. 3 Galils in for Fluxo. Of course, the 4th back from Legacy will be in full effect because they can do things like this and still make the round work.
A fairly long range for an MP9 and just trails the first kill. Demal caught on the timing, trying to get aggressive. Lugs is going to have to keep fighting. Otherwise, he has to try and draw the offensive into Short and towards the A-stack.
Flash forward, Art swung upon, blind as a bat, but still finds Lux because Lux didn't fully register him in the open. Bit of an off angle there. Demal now boosted up to the boxes, re-smokes in against him. Art just spotted his head, and that's a secondary kill, now leaving it all on Nissim. A 5-7 only. The Deagle Lato unable to get any lucky bullets. He spams his way forward, and none are connected. No kills found. Fluxo should be able to claim this round now. It really isn't much the Legacy have to work with. From range, Lato gets challenged by Nick, so any little that they did have has been wasted. Have to hold on to the Kevlar in the case of Sadzin. Only a tiny amount to hold into the next round, but they don't have any other choice.
That's a real shame for Legacy because the setup was perfect. Lux gets the first kill, he gets flashed into the second, and you'd have to say 9 times out of 10 he's going to win that fight against Art. He is so blinded. That's what you could kind of call an RNG kill, where you're blinded, you're holding down mouse 1, and you just hope, and you're praying that you get the connection. It ends up coming through. The player's out from spawn. It's a good check from Art. Now Fluxo give themselves a bit of a lucky break. Now, Legacy won't have much investment going into this next round, but keep an eye out for the scout, keep an eye on the 5-7-2, and let's just get a vibe of what Legacy can bring.
If it were any other team, I wouldn't be too fearful of the eco. This is Legacy we're talking about. Sadzin will take 2 players with him in towards mid. Molotovs will not quite catch him. The jump face did spot 1 player, but are not quite quick enough on those reactions to catch the man. The smoke start coming out. Kai is going to get pushed out of the tunnels here by Nissim. Good efforts from the man, but he's unable to get any kills for it. Utility in the hands of his opponents. Fights from range, just needs to hit a headshot, which he's not going to get.
Art gets tagged, and the scout's looking for a bit more. Sadzin getting some assistance from his teammate, just distracting out there from shore.
Landed a couple of tags on Art and Nix, but they've taken damage in return, so it works out pretty evenly. Moving up is the Fluxo side. Demal going in the Hiko corner. Flash forward, Sadzin killed off by Pyria, so there goes the scout. Pistols will face, and Lato will catch off 1. Nissim's going to get the other. P250 from Demal, unable to support much more. They've got some rifles to work with now. And those AKs will work against Nix, who is forced to fall away and hold on to the bomb. Going into the A bomb site. Yes, Lato's laid a trap. How much is he going to find with this? Or the shot from a scout is going to connect on Kai, and Lux just waits and baits and hears them coming. Art is going to get caught for it, and the steal is almost found. Nick stays on for a little bit longer, but he's fully blinded, being worn down on health. 12 points to his name. Legacy have stolen another one.
I love that position, because if you're Fluxo, pressure's building, chaos is starting to come in, you want to try and get out of mid and accelerate to A as quickly as possible. You want to get out of that meat grinder of all the players in lower tunnels and the potential short pick. You're never going to clear out Car. It's just not going to be a position that you're pre-aiming. Excellent patience and well played from Lux. Fluxo, they've just got to be kicking themselves to think, man, how have we lost to what, a scout and a couple of upgraded pistols?
Charging out along right here, the house contact of Fluxo is going to be able to overwhelm Legacy on just pure pace. Try to get some revenge for that last round. The two players that pushed up long are now going to be leaving up towards Sadzin, basically to defend on his lonesome. He needs some backup. But how much can he gain here? This AWP is going to be pretty easily dealt with. He's going to be pushed into a corner. There's no Molotov to force him out, fortunately. Here's those smokes coming. He's dipping in for a kill. He might catch one as well. Timing on history is perfect. Sadzin makes it a 3-on-3.
It seemed to be a bit of an info play from Nissim in the upper tunnels, but because History got that kill, he's ended up backing off and he's re-smoking down. That's good timing. And just when Art was trying to think about a contact, Nissim's going to play up against the smoke just in case there's a body block or someone to walk through. Not an easy round for Fluxo to win because they're limited for options. You've got such a lack of util, it might just have to be that it's either a short smoke or a mid to B spawn smoke and you just run out from the doors.
Here he is, the man with the belt. They're going to walk their way dry in towards mid. Oh, the foot peeking out. Lux still loses the fight to Art. I don't know how. I don't think Fluxo care how. They're on their way up towards short. Sadzin heard them, caught in mid-rotation. Quick scope onto Art, takes him back. 15th kill of the game for the AWP. He's going to back off, regroup with his teammate, and play the retake.
Yeah, Kai, we saw how strong he was in the pistol clutch. Now we've got to see if he can do it on the post plant. Nissim's going all the way on the backstab. He's getting out to long.
Kai's going to read it, though. AK out. Fight gets one on the T side, and Sadzin's chances plummet down the toilet. AWP in his hands. He's been a clutcher, but needs to go special with the worst weapon for a retake. Two of them out towards short as well. How unlucky could that be? He'll get them away at least from Fluxo, ensuring that they can't keep a one into the next round. But for Legacy, momentum of that steal has been wasted.
What a shot from Art. That's such a tough duel, because the biggest advantage is there from Lux. You can see the feet before he can see you. Just pure reaction, that once you start getting hit, you can get the flick shot off. Lux will know that he should have won that duel, and if he got it against the AWPer, then it was probably a done deal. And 2 rounds the difference, both teams winning rounds they shouldn't do. And while an 8-4 half gives you the sentiment that the game's going to be wrapped up quickly, and we're still playing on, and it's actually been quite contentious.
That's also 2 rounds in which Art has been stood ahead of the mid doors and got in a fight which has made a difference in the rounds. The SMG peak with the blind flashbang and the Hail Mary spray, and then of course that previous AWP shot. Fluxo. Keeping themselves within touching distance of Legacy, but Legacy have a chance to really put their foot to the floor. Got their rifle buys. Yes, limited, but so are Fluxo.
I haven't seen a huge amount of HE damage from either squad across this first map of Dust 2. Very quiet from Fluxo out to mid. Get the molly to clear out the close doors. Now, it doesn't quite land, so they don't know if that position's been compromised. And Long's been retaken by both the AWPer and a rifler. Demau playing a bit of an off angle, but not seeing any util or contact just yet.
Up to ramp. HE at the ready. Utility of the flashbangs and the indicator. They're now making their way into short. Got a smoke as well. Put this at the right moment, and this could block the whole execution.
Yeah, all about the timing here for Demau. Watch out for the HE placement too, because this could do a lot of damage.
Well, the active fight. Utility start coming towards Goose. Molotov out, sees the players, takes the spray, struggles so heavily. Kai can trade on the kill. He does get against Pyria. Now the AWP Sadzin has seen ahead, ducking down past the short boxes, supporting his teammate now in the Longhouse challenge. There's mid-fights that can come through from Art. Lato starts making his way back into the bomb site. There's a player on short that can fight back against him. It's Nissim to try and watch out for the man. Art's going to go ahead and join History. Flashes to get them out towards Rab. History finds the fight onto Lux. The kill gets found. Player ahead of Gandalf. Fight from Nyx gets the kill. Lato trading only one of them as History follows up to get him back, and Sadzin is all alone to get exits and run for it. Left in too many clutches to deal with. Fluxo getting up to number 8 now, and they might even hunt Sadzin as well. Not quite able to get up towards long in the case of Nyx. I don't think Sadzin's going to extend out towards spawn, so Fluxo are now within 1.
Typically, I would say that throwing a HE towards a short place would have done mass damage in that kind of a round because of the short exec. But the difference that you've got to be considering, Jay, from CSGO to CS2 is that you throw that HE into the short smoke, and then it just allows the Ts to pop really quickly, doesn't it? They use that as an explosion, and they can run through, and they can catch Damal off guard. There's oftentimes moments in certain circumstances where it's better to not throw the HE just because of the advantage that you give the opposition. That's probably what Damal was thinking.
Sadzin unable to spot the player up top mid. Does see Kai in the end. Fast play out of B-side. Meanwhile, Nissim just naded all the way to hell. Damal's Deagle, no P250 rather, sat back at car as Lux pulls distraction out towards the doorway. Do they suspect there's a player on site? They're certainly thinking about it. Art's going to try and dish out some damage. It's Pyria that finds Sadzin. Damal's finally going to get caught. Lux tried to try another bomb site. It goes nowhere. And Lato going to grab that AWP and sneak away. Cannot get any clutch out of this round. Fluxo are now dead set even against Legacy.
That's a mental call to be making in a key round. Now, you know the AWP's being saved, and you know that there's going to be limited investment, and it's a rush B. Very rarely do you see rush Bs in the pro scene, and for the moment, they open up the site quite easily. The smoke goes down, they spam out the car player, nothing gets out of order. 8-4 to 9-9. Art has been working this team well. And you'd have to say it is down to that 1v3 that Kai had in the pistol. If Fluxo lose the pistol to start off the second half, this game is probably done. We're already thinking about Nuke.
Legacy trying their hand with upgrade pistols again, but this time they're not quite able to find the effect onto Fluxo. At least they keep the AWP in. Things are really starting to go for the T side though. Working their way into this map, slowly but surely. Return the deficit to Legacy and now try to edge it ahead of them. There's rifles out to play with for the CT side. I'm surprised there's been no tactical score by them. I'd like to see a moment to mentally reset because Fluxo really put boots to arses in this second half. Pyria, the closest player towards the CT line of engagement, but even that's being covered off by smoke, so they're going to try and play up to map control.
Fluxo have Nyx just putting some pressure out to long, HE towards the blue bin, drawing more util. But it's the short commitment, and it's Sadzin with the AWP. Now, he's been excellent across Dust2. He's been really on the money, but he's been struggling in the second half to make his individual impact warrant round victories.
HE from Damal lands wonderfully on Pyria and Kai. Low HP on one of those men that's been so impactful, but Lux gets caught out in mid, burning inside that Molotov. Counter incendiaries and smokes here from the CT side. Damal's going to get caught by that flashbang as a resistant execution from Fluxo, wasting molly of their own. Nissim's going to hear them coming. M4 on the corner, only man to resist on the mid to B play, and the B site in general is backed up now by players in its spawn and Sadzin's AWP from range, but need to get back to those tunnels now.
And Nissim's got nothing to block. He's got no util. The best that he can do is hold an off angle and stall for time on the defense.
Damal almost had the timing on History, the explosive flashbang, I should say, coming in. History misses a good shot, and now Nissin hiding behind the car, gets the kill. He's going to stand and fight, and that's what he does with Demal's extra support. Nix gets one trade, Imperia goes falling in turn, and now Nix is on low HP. 15 seconds to get the bomb down on the site. He's isolated a kill, done a ton of damage on Sadzin as well, but 10 seconds, time is up. The HG, that's going to take the frag. No, it misses out by only so much. The plant will be secure. No, it will not. Sadzin charges forward with a USP in hand, and Legacy just barely hold on to the lead.
And that's one of those moments where there's hesitation from Fluxo. And Jay, I know you brought it up in the pre-show for Dust2. We did see a little bit of that in the previous best of 3 on this map in particular, that when things got tough, when they were late round scenarios, there were inconsistencies with committing to a game plan. Right there from Fluxo, it looks like a short commit. They end up backing off, they're going into the mid doors, and then it slows and it goes out to B. Hesitation has caused failure in that round.
And it may well cause them to let this map slip out of their grasp again. Look at the money state for Fluxo. Look at the buy state for them. Nissin posted, ready to receive them. Flashbangs don't need to do so much. Lux sprays him down. The second one does catch him blinded, but he was already engaged against Imperia with backup support. Even the Orb just gets away with Art, finally dishing out a taste of the in-game leader's own medicine in mid. And a Mac 10 and a Tech 9 are all Fluxo have to win this round. Legacy with the economical advantage may have just secured map points.
Yeah, History is trying his absolute best to make something happen, to produce a bit of magic. Lux is jump spotting, seen that first, and when the info comes in on 2, and coming in towards Spawn now, Sadzin, easy AWP kill. This round is a pure collapse, and while History has won a single clutch out here on Dust2, and we've been bigging him up for his overall levels of impact, I'm looking at his numbers, Jay, and I'm saying grand final, 8 and 15.
Yeah.
Where is he? Now, to be fair, hasn't had the AWP a massive amount because of the way the economy has been, but even so, when you've been as dominant as you have for the last couple of days, I'm expecting more than 8 and 15 going into round 21.
I mean, just to contrast that with Sadzin, not only is he beating on the numbers perspective, think about the weapons he's been using. Yes, it's been the AWP, but it's also been the M4 at times. Remember, he got a clutch with an M4 in his hands. So if History can't produce without an AWP, then already that's one front that Legacy are beating them on. Tactical is called in by them. They're only a couple of steps away from taking this map, and Fluxo have forced the buy. They do not want to play for overtime. They're putting all their chips on the table in round 21.
It's been 205 days since History last played in a grand final, and perhaps pressure is getting to him. 2 rounds for Legacy to show who's boss, and you expect it's going to be round 21 and round 22.
Quick out, sprays of Lacto catching car, HG's down against the T-side line and dish out some HP damage as the Mal follows that up onto Nix. Pyria can trade it back for 1, but look at Kai on 2 HP, look at Pyria on 51 HP, and then contrast that to the rest of Legacy, all 4 remaining players completely unscathed.
They've got a single smoke to get them in for the cross, they've got 1 volley to car, a single flashbang, and that's it. Even if they get the bomb down, they are going to struggle in the post.
AWP at the ready. History. Oh, just peeked underneath the smoke, and Sadzin takes a shot for it. History from range will not win that one out. Sadzin protects himself with his own smoke, and Lux down at the lower ground deals with Pyria. Kai, there's no chance. As great as he's been in this map, top fragging and finding clutches over for the Fluxo side, clutches that certainly kept them ahead on the second half especially. This is a bridge way too far.
And it goes back to the conversation of statistically the worst first half performance from Fluxo. I think back to the Imperial series, they had that 9-3 in the first half on Nuke. The Sharks series earlier on today, they had 9-3 in the first half on Nuke again. And then every other time it's sort of been 5 or 6 rounds being gained. It's been quite even, and then they've maybe put their foot down in the second half. But when you're clawing back from such a big deficit, you never feel that you're in control of the game. You always feel that Legacy are closer to being in a position where they can get the map over and done with. And the money for the last, I want to say 3-4 rounds has just been rubbish as well from Fluxo. We haven't seen a good buy from them in ages.
Not helped by the fact they forced in the previous round as well. Just to come back to your point about the half score lines, imagine if they had gotten a 6-6 and still got the 5 rounds that they did in this half. It wouldn't be a case of catching up to Legacy, it'd be pressuring that 11th. Now they face with 3 rounds in a row to take to get to overtime or go out of the first map in the grand finals. Legacy, one more round away from taking their pick, and look at Nissim here.
This is such a good pause. Oh, surely he's going to start absolutely wrecking.
Next walk, spray comes out, Period's got to dive out of the way, returning fire from the Galil gets nothing, Lux watching mid to B as well, Art is picked up, Nissim gets back towards Car, Period is ready for it, and the Tech 9 can overwhelm him, but they're all blinded on the T side, Kai goes down, a USP comes in from Lux, and it beats out the Tech 9, he might be low, he might go down, but it's more players inbound, History winning the second against Demal, but he needs a mental clutch, if there's ever a time for him to perform, it's right now, he puts the bomb on the bomb site, but the Mac 10 is close, and Lato is even closer from beyond the door. He'll get the wall bang and the headshot. History is written by the victor, but that victor is not Fluxo on map 1.
Fluxo could be happy that they put in a good shift in that second half, but overall, they were too reliant on clutches for me. The History clutch in the first half, the 1v3 that Kai had to win in the pistol. If we're looking at a gun round v gun round comparison of just impact and then just the vent drops. So keep an eye out for Art in all of his tricky maneuvers of coming out door, getting down to that lower bomb site, getting in the corridors. Art needs to play with a lot of freedom, but at the same time, they need to be able to quiet Sadzin. If he has another good performance with the AWP on the Heaven Rotate like he was on Dust2, it's going to be very difficult to fight against him in gun rounds.
Yeah, he was easily the biggest threat right there, so deal with him and you can at least get yourself a decent shout in it. Let's see whether they can shout into this good night pretty nicely. Pistol rounds already. Fluxo are charging their way into that vent dive. Art and Nyx going together. A third player right behind. Imperia going to draw out first blood. The Mal immediately gets that trade in, and now Nissim on the back lines. Back at the B bomb site can take Nyx. 4 versus 3. Demal spamming his way through outside, getting nothing in terms of damage. History can take him out and make it a 3-on-3 with now damage sustained on the Legacy side. Fluxo's B site players dishing out returns on Lato and Nissim 22 and 24 respectively, but they continue to creep forward, and Sadzin's now with them here, trying to find that same impact on the Julie count. History and Kai moving together with the double doors. They open up the double doors and they take down Nissim. Sadzin's found Art in the meantime. 2 versus 2. On the bomb, they tap it. The Julies get another kill, and now Sadzin's going to stick the whole damn thing. Oh, History does so much damage, and that should be more than enough. With no time left for Lato, this will be a pistol win for Fluxo.
Just the whiff of the pistol bullets up onto the silo made it uncomfortable for the CTs on rotation. It was a good effort for Legacy to get mass players down to that lower bomb site, but the vent drop was just in so quickly. Bomb went down, and then in the post plant, there's not a lot of over-peeking there from Fluxo. Without a kit, it's going to be difficult to stick the whole thing. And when your backs are basically turned towards the double doors, it makes it even easier. History proving once more in the 1vx's, he is the best player on the server.
Certainly in those high-pressure clutch environments, but remember, in the last map, there was a portion where he was underperforming. You need to back up that X-Factor with consistency spread out across the entire map. Fluxo have started off well. Legacy will be forcing the issue right back. SMG's on 3. Scout outside of Sadzin, who's taking some damage in return, but is still tagging up Nyx and doing as much as he can against the T-side line. SMG of Lux now down at stairs, ready to receive Nyx first up, seeing that utility in the shoulder peeking. Al gets the kill against the man, second player being close, the bomb's been dropped as well. Drive-by's out of the way, now backup can start to rotate up, they will grab that bomb and start to push it away from Secret.
And this is good pressure from Lux, because now he's got a teammate with him. 2 players on the lower floor. If they get another kill, this could turn everything in favor for Legacy.
And Fluxo are backed off, and Legacy are not going to try and chase him down. Sadzin knows that he's got them pinned. Scout player now seeing the individual, taking a shot, missing it out. Knows that he's retreated back. Kai's going to start working on the outside as well. That flashbang so perfectly timed, just protecting Kai from any damage. Now Lato's considering the possibility of a upper take. It looks like that Scout's fallen out of position.
It's all about timing on where Fluxo end up going. Demal's not seeing the Heaven wrap coming in, but the timing, he still sees 2 towards outside.
Art making some noise. Kai starts walking forward. The Mal's made his way away from Hell, but he's got his head in the swivel just in case. 22 seconds. The time has been run really low from Fluxo, and they're going to this upper bomb site, or are they? They're back downstairs in secret as damage starts getting output onto Kai now. Latto engaging history, looking for Pyria, and will just get some damage up against the man. Now Demal hears them coming. Kai can take down Nissim. It's a 3 versus 2. 4 seconds, so they're out of time. The bomb's been dropped, and the round is over. Fluxo will lose yet another steal to Legacy.
And it's easier said than done. I can come in here and be really critical about the hesitation, but Fluxo just don't have enough info in that round. They're up against Lux at that lower corridors. They're doing as much of a good job as possible to try and fake that A site. You've got util down to main, you've got players trying to come up from heaven, and you're hoping that the B bomb site is fairly limited. You're hoping that there's nothing there at all, and instead it's a cheeky MP9 that gets 1.5 kills, and it just throws the round off completely. That one player down at lower has won it for Legacy.
And Fluxo walk their way on the outside, trying to contest, and it's forced by Lux. Has already caught Pyria. At least Kai trades back into Mal quickly in his secret. Rifles can get picked up for history, but Latto is already downstairs.
Latto's hearing a lot of these footsteps. Doesn't know about the timing of Art's drop in the vent, though. Trying to see if he can cut rotations from lobby. Kai does not get into the vent, so Latto's position is unknown for now.
Hearing those drop weapons and footsteps being made, they are making no qualms about this. Talk about lack of info for Fluxo. It's all sorts given over towards Legacy, and Latto's going to strike with that. Peeking on history, HG sent roughly towards Kai's position. He's now on 35, gets away with a headshot, so he's still doing all that he can with his limited situation, and Nissim will eventually capitalize upon that limitation. Nyx isolated here at Decon, although they've left the vent, so there's a world in which he can make his way back up here, and I don't think they're aware of his exact positioning. Now they should be, with the footsteps heard, and are having the bomb site control.
And Nyx is going to have to fight against the rotation. He might try and see if he can get all the way up to heaven.
Didn't, oh, just so Lux there. Smoke's come down against him. Nissim now up in heaven. Peek together, look down, range, see nothing of the T side. Start watching that heaven control as well, because that rapid's going to start coming in from Nyx's part. Art moving forward. Nyx gets the kill. Lux trades it back. Looks the last man. Needs that headshot, and that's exactly what he gains. The fuse kit and all the retake is successful.
And Nyx getting caught in a high-pressure moment. As soon as he knows that Lux is on the other side of the bomb side, he can try and jiggle him, draw the fight in the opening. Instead, he just tries to wide swing, straight away, try and see if he can play off of Art. And now for Fluxo, I think you have to buy again. I know it's a bit unorthodox, but bomb plant bonus and 4 gone. I reckon you've got to try and put that pressure up. If you just alleviate this with a light and deco, you let Legacy start running away with it. You start allowing the CTs to get comfortable.
I'm in agreement there, but Fluxo are not. Only the half buy. Deagles, Tech 9s, B250s, all good spray from Lux still comes forward for him, and the HE's come back against those pistol players and did some damage onto Nyx especially. Might need some support outside, but the damage is pretty decent on these pistol players, but Zadzin is getting the kills, and that's the more important stuff for him and Lux. Nyx, just barely covered off by that smoke. I thought he was peeking out for a second. Now he is, as is history, mowed down. The bomb dropped, so no cash bonuses available for Fluxo and no damage output for these pistols. So Kai does get 1 kill out of Latto. M4 to recover, see what more he can gain.
Kai is just hoping for an overpeak, and there's a slight one towards the blue box, so it means he can get 1 more in the round. For a light and deco, a couple of kills, it's actually quite good.
That would be lovely. Doesn't get it onto Mal though. HP difference too much, and Kai did not have any armor either, so his punch thrown his aim off pretty nicely. Fluxo may have gained the pistol, but they do not gain the conversions. It's complete contrary to what happened in the last Nuke outing between these two sides. It was the 3 rounds to start for Fluxo before Legacy started challenging them. This time, 3 to return with the break round. The tactical is now called in by Fluxo as they try and restabilize control of the situation. They allow them to flourish the economy state to a certain capacity, not by a massive capacity for Legacy. And they themselves on the T side will buy.
We've been talking about it over the last couple of days that Fluxo have only qualified to a single LAN event in last year, that being the REST Regional Champions event in Serbia. who takes responsibility if this isn't won? Is it Art as the captain? Is it on the players itself? How long are Fluxo going to go of just missing out more chances to sort of have a bit of a taste in that tier 1 environment? Because that's where Art wants to be. That's where he played for the majority of his last few years in his career. This is the best of 3 to strive ahead, but it feels as if Legacy, right now, outclassing and putting in a good performance.
How much this match could change the histories for both sides. You can imagine that Legacy are in a, not exactly the same boat, but in a similar one. The improvements that they've made, the disappointments that they've had as of recent to make up for that here in Dallas. History is dead first here in this round. The AWP Sads in front of the fire player towards outside. Art making a lot of progress in terms of the map control here. I think he might have made quite an amount of noise towards it, although I say that and the CTs aren't really adjusting. I say that and actually, no, they are boosting up. Timing almost catching them off. Art can take some damage, but he doesn't get the kill.
And Legacy have got the idea that with Art making this maneuver that there could have been ace-split potential. Sadson gets caught trying to look up at heaven. So it's back to a 4v4. 50 seconds on the clock. Art can start distracting, but it should be an A-split. The bomb should commit in from main.
Orb up in heaven. Pyria tapping on the drive-by away from the garage. Lux going to execute Art with prejudice. Now Kai's next up to task. 6 kills in the game for him. Tough fragger of Fluxo. Being spotted there on his peak up towards heaven. Now going to try and lead his teammates into ramp. Nissim is hidden behind the box. A very different position for a seat inside defender. Swings out, gets the kill on Kai. Pyria next to task. On that corner, Nissim took no damage in that last fight. It's all time stalling against the bomb carrier, so even if he doesn't get away with this kill, he should have been able to win the round off the basis of presence alone. 10 seconds. I don't think Pyria is going to get to the plant position in time, especially as Nux pressures Nyx. And that is the round over.
We spoke about Lux and just how much impact he brings as a caller. 10-1 on this city side. And he's the outside player that's just everywhere. He's in garage, he's rotating down vents, he's on B. Wherever there's action, he's going to be there with a rifle. Legacy have gotten off to a flyer, and Fluxo, I'm going to say it now, if tactical timeouts aren't being used quickly, and they do not find the answers to adapt within these next handful of rounds, they're just going to be done for, mate. You can't have another 8-4, not on Nuke. You've got to be challenging for a decent scoreline at the turn of the half.
Remember, they had an 11-6 advantage in that last Nuke outing. If you lose as hard as you did in the first half, the first map, then there's no way you're going to get up that high. Fluxo trying to find answers. Nissim is finding responses. 2 kills to him. Nyx can trade back the damage output from Art. Credited with the assist and the 3-on-3.
Yeah, Sadson just trying to block, just trying to limit as much as the map control that the T's have. So they're challenged and they're stuck in lobby. At least there's a lot of time on the clock. They've been able to get some upgrades. You've got an M4 to work with on Kai. You've got the AK on Nyx. Armor for a couple. Legacy are in a pressured scenario, and this is where they're starting to search. You've got Lux peering towards outside. You've then got Lato on the back of A, and more util goes down the smoke. Now they know what's going on.
History tagged to 25. He'll start to lead his teammates downstairs. Adjustments from the CT side will be slow because no one's directly in a ramp, and they're not sure about any potential split plays in. And they will start to realize Sadson gets back there, actually. Could just deny in time, and indeed he does. Once again, bomb dropped. Once again, Kai in a clutch. Finds that first kill out of Sadson. Does have enough breathing room, or just about this time. Players again rotating quickly downstairs. Flashes in the way. Both doorways contested by the Legacy players. Kai trying to isolate a fight or two, but goes down to the Lato. And Legacy up to 5.
And just when it felt winnable, it then gets taken away quickly. Legacy have shown more composure in the mid to late rounds than what Fluxo have, and it shows that from Sadson. Now, normally, Jay, I'd like to say, up against a light deco, just respect the 3v3. Give him the bomb side, retake in. He goes, nah, mate, I'm getting in there quickly. I'm not only going to put pressure on, but I'm going to deny that bomb from going down. And it's the style of play that's giving no freedom to Fluxo whatsoever.
6 rounds played, and Legacy are truly at the advantage, showing no mercy to Fluxo. Fluxo showing no signs of fight. They're bringing rifles out again for round number 7. They need to get them successfully. Flux adjust it towards Art. What a kill that is, and the transfer of that spray down to History past the smoke. A great little bit of damage to apply towards the kill as it starts. Lato sets up here in the tunnels.
Now, Lato's just clearing in case they went forward of his own smoke. Lux is farming on the outside. He is absolutely frying tees. Give himself a little off angle. Have a quick rotation from Sadzin too. Nissim can also be there quickly from the ramp rotation.
Kai's lurking up top. Lux will be there in support. Lato now on the bomb site. More directly for the defensive, but where are they going to come from Fluxo? They're going back down the back corridors and into Decon.
This is such a good pause from Lato. He might even get 2 kills on the top of the silo.
Meanwhile, Kai's been given no vision to act out a squeak door. 30-second marker and Fluxo will go.
Might be a lower fake to a topside play.
Nailing open the double doors. Flash is sent. Nix gets down towards Decon. No, it's still going to be lower sight. Nissim's waiting for them to open the doorway. He's got to consider the possibilities of this window, though. He gets the kill on the first man. They're supported by Lato for the second, and they are mowed down. Legacy finding answers to everything that Fluxo are throwing at them. History and Kai have to save their guns. And this is becoming more of a stomping as this match continues onwards. The signs of life, the signs of fight that we saw in the initial stages of Dust2 have all but disappeared at this point here on Nuke.
I was convinced at the start of this best of 3, Jay, that the veto was going to be very different. I thought that Fluxo were going to be picking into Inferno or Mirage, and I thought that Legacy were going to be picking into perhaps an Inferno or a Dust2. We've gone in with the exact same veto, and not only are we looking as if we're going to get the same outcome, but it's an outcome that's a lot more outrageous with how much stronger Legacy have looked.
Again, I had this notion of Fluxo putting up a fight, much like they did in the upper bracket final, but it feels like that everyone except Kai is checked out at the moment. History, shot missed, punish attempted. Fortunate for him that Legacy don't have a single bullet, but as they dip in again, Lux can get the man. Art forced to trade it back with a Mac 10, but Sadzin Orp is ready for him to extend. He went out all alone there. Lato going to follow up against Pyria outside. Nix being tagged up. Now he's dead. Nissim saw where Kai was lurking. He's lost the bomb. He's lost his teammates. Fluxo, complete capitulation now.
History looks like a rookie in this grand final. This is still a player that's got close to 400 maps played on HLTV. He was a part of the Fluxo organization earlier in last year. He's been incredible. He has been such a strong piece in this closed qualifier. But in this grand final, he's been snoozing. He has not been here for impact whatsoever. He's been missing fairly easy shots. And it's such a letdown for someone that's caught everybody's eye. Legacy are just all over Fluxo. And now, I mean, it has to be said, 2025 has been an uncomfortable start to the year for this organization. 2 out of 6 best of 3s being won. They've beaten Imperial, they've beaten Sharks in this closed qualifier, but they have lost to Eternal Fire. They got upset harshly by the Bounty Hunters. They've lost to Imperial, lost to Legacy, and I'm comparing that to a Legacy side that have won 8 out of 11 best of 3s, only losing to top squads in the local divisions, that being MIBR, Imperial, and Bestia. They don't get upset. They are not losing to the middle of the pack teams.
Counter-terrorists win.
Might have to go back and compare and contrast this team to what we saw at the end of last year. Try and figure out whether or not there's anything major to improve upon, because there was clearly something within those 3 tournament titles that they took. But whatever it was, it is not out on display here today. It certainly was out on display at times against Imperial, against the Sharks, but against Legacy, it seems to be their kryptonite team. Look at Nissim, look at the confidence he's got to push up to this smoke here at Trophy. Needs to open up, take some damage, kill still gets found. Nix can trade it, backup's also there in the AWP. Sadzin peeks on the first, gets only the first. Pyria trades it, Lux gets right back in position to drop that bomb. Art's now recovered an M4, Kai's got an AK with him as well. Deep smoke can try, comes forward. Lux will put a counter smoke down against the Molotov, which should still block off that Hell entrance. 3 versus 2 still, and Lato is down on the lower bomb site to receive them.
Lato's in an uncomfortable position for Art to clear. Now, him and Kai are going to know rotations have been quick, but how do you clear out this player? How does Art have the intuition to clear?
Lato's seen him. Art goes down. Kai, another 1v3. Another clutch for him to win. Knife pulled out, planting open the decon. Actually baits out the double doors player. And here's the third man coming as well. We'll go for that plant more directly opened up at double doors position. Is Kai going to win a clutch? Is this going to be another clutch for this side? No, his back's turned. Lux is going to pick his moment and play it to perfection. Legacy on 8.
Lux is simply outclassing from an in-game leader point of view and just individually. It's a good effort there from Kai. The problem that I found is when I look at Nuke, not just so much in the Fluxo Legacy series yesterday, but Nuke against all of the teams, against Imperial, against Sharks too, the T side felt so much more concise and quite creative at times. You had some really good timings being exploited. You had really good map awareness, positive strikes on taking space. And then you come to today and no one's striking. No one is generating impact. I can't remember the last time I had an opening man advantage.
It's a complete dip in form against this one side. At least history punishes slight over aggression. I say slight. Demal just went charging into lobby on his lonesome. The kill found to start things off. Legacy finally down by a man. Fluxo. Look at the face from Lux. He's going to go all the way around the bat lines. Just continue the backstab against all of the T-side players. Get all this information, if nothing else. Sadzin's orb now here to receive. Art's vent dive may come into decent fruition. No, Lux has capitalized upon that backstab. History Imperia are picked up. Art can take down Nissim, and Lato continues upon his leader's position. Sadzin catches Art, not expecting him to go back for the backstab. The veteran unaware. And now the M4 can capitalize on Kai. Look for that second player. Nyx is known and Nyx is low. Up to the upper bomb site. He has to go. Try and plant this, but 28 HP for the clutch.
He's got a molly. Get that down towards Hut. That should stop Lato.
Just forces him forward. Instead, it's India to counteract. He can't sit inside of it. He's got no HP to tank the damage. Forced away by Nissim as well from heaven. He's pushed away into the rafters. Finds his man. Finds his kill. 9 on the trot now for Legacy. This is looking like a complete whitewash in the finals.
Indeed it is. This is Legacy showing their class, and what excites me the most is how frequently we saw Legacy playing in qualification Tier 1 tournaments involved in the major circuit. They've brought in 2 decorated players in Lux and Nissim, and within, what, a month and a week of them joining, they have just been smashing teams in the closed qualifier. You'd love to be able to go completely undefeated 6 maps in a row here in the closed qual to make Dallas your #1 target.
And Fluxo, your #1 victim. Round 11 sees another force by Art, can take down Lux. Imperia fell in the interim. Lato has fragged back. Art trying to get involved with a double, but Lato finally puts him in place and takes very little damage on the exchange. Now the Rafters players come in with support. History is dealt with, and Nyx at Tech 9 at range. Only do tags into Nissim. Does get that headshot in the end as the man gets caught overly aggressive, but he's done his damage all the same. 24 points of health for Nyx now.
Lato keeping eyes, Pika's advantage from the eye looking down. And Nyx has just got no way that he can win this. He's trying to slow the round to bait in a bit of a mistake, to bait in some over-aggression, but Lato in this pause is going to catch him. Another round for Legacy, and while from Fluxo, you can look at it and say, oh, we created a chance, it got close. But all of these half-by-hero weapons, you've got to be trying to steal the round, don't you? You've got to be looking at it and saying, we need to post T rounds. We've got to give ourselves some level of overall leverage to go into the second half and say, this is recoverable. This is far gone from that conclusion.
I'd go so far as to say as this is borderline impossible.
Indeed.
I didn't say borderline because you require a miracle. We have seen miracles happen. I have seen 11-1 with comebacks, but just so few and far between. Now, realistically speaking, Fluxo just have no chance. Fight towards outside. Look at the damage that Lux has done. Kill on Art. Nyx in history. Catches 27 to 64. Peria forced to go all the way forward to get that trade. displacing all of Fluxo, and Sandsyn is ready to receive them on the outer yard.
And they just look checked out. Nissim to fight with a teammate, try and trap the T players. Oh, it's so easy from Sandsyn.
They're getting wrecked now. They are fully getting wrecked. If it wasn't obvious before, Legacy are toying with their food. And Fluxo are a tasty meal. Only 2 players left in this round, only 2 players left in this half. Legacy got bomb control, dropped deep in a garage. Must have been one of those forward-facing players and all. 45 seconds for Fluxo to make the move. Kai's making a ton of noise as well.
Yeah, it's all being heard, and it's going to be a double swing from the CTs out in main.
Both footsteps now. The second player also made noise. Smokes to cross, but Heaven is a concern. He's a bigger concern. Crossfire is held in. Kai lines up 2. Latto is also revealed. This is a miracle moment for Fluxo. Can they get a second round out of this? Perhaps not. Kai may go charging into Latto's position. The AK holds up. He hears the footsteps, and he finds the fight. What a wonderful map up. 11-1 at the turn. This is almost over. Ten rounds to make up on a comeback. This is pretty much impossible for Fluxo. Legacy are 2 steps away from claiming their spot in IEM Dallas. Fluxo in development offensive first and foremost here in the pistol. Losing this, loses them the game, and Art has done well to start things off against them out. Latto's been goosed. Imperia can take him back as well. Double up in the backline. But there's one thing Fluxo have been good at in this head-to-head, both here and yesterday. It's been the pistol wins, and it looks like they'll escape with yet another.
Decent work. Legacy try and go in for the quick door play and just get shut out of the equation quickly. Art gets a single kill, just trying to retreat from main, and then Pyria down on the floor directly, just starts farming in for kills. Sadzin gets caught too, and it's a confident pistol to start things off. Legacy might still force buy here though. They might look at things and say, doesn't matter, didn't get impact, didn't get the plant, we can still buy up.
They're not going to buy here in this round. They'll save it into the next. They can do whatever they want right here. Even if they forced into pistols, I wouldn't be shocked if they stole the round. I mean, considering Legacy's eco history, I wouldn't be shocked if they stole the round here. Mal's got a Zeus, being the only real upgrade weapon of any sort for the Legacy side. Making some damage in a hut. Very little posted by Legacy in the early portions of round 14.
And this is going to be a bit of a humbling experience for Art. You've got History, who's the #1 clutcher in the tournament for most clutches won. He's gone from dropping nearly 40 kills in the previous meeting yesterday to then going from, what, 10 on Dust2 and 3 on Nuke. And it hasn't just been him, it's been a whole team performance. It's been a complete drop-off in form, and it's not what you expect from what is one of the most experienced in-game leaders out of the entire closed qualifier. You expect him to be leading by example. You expect him to be generating a game plan that's going to compete against Legacy, and it just hasn't come here in the final.
Reflecting in how confident Legacy have looked, how not so confident Fluxo have looked, how decimating this second map has been, and what should be the final map of this series and of the tournament. Legacy up on the rifles now. Fluxo still need nothing short of perfection. This CT side needs to go unbelievably swimmingly.
But they've got just a single lurk on the T side with the Diags, just leaving Demal to see what he can find, be a bit of a stroll. Nissim seeing nothing towards the back of Orange and nothing on the railings out to ramp. Fluxo holding on to as much U2 as they can, still got double mollies and double smokes for blocks in the late round. Gets very silent, which only tells you that it's probably going to be a ramp take or perhaps a top site lean. And Demal still has not taken a contact outside on the top of Silo.
45 seconds. Legacy need to move, but they're playing so careful. They're hoping that Fluxo make a mistake. Smokes back to the diagonals here on the outside position. There seems to be an inner bomb site, upper bomb site take. Time is short on them. Lux even setting up utility right here. Legacy have yet to make any noise whatsoever, yet to make any info plays. Are seeing Demal making his way out towards Secret, past the smokes. He'll go. Art finds the opening. Nissim trades him. Nyx has taken some damage. 12 seconds, 11 seconds. Nyx gets the kill against the bomb carrier, and History up on the rafters will take down the last two. Legacy took a little bit too long in that one. Fluxo will maintain their lives.
They just weren't able to over-rotate enough of the CTs. It seemed from a T perspective that they were trying to sell them that it was going to be a lower play. You have your first wave of Diag, you then have your second wave of Diag, and you're just not getting the CTs to over-rotate. You're not getting the door player to drop into the vent. You're not perhaps getting your ramp player to drop down to the lower corridors. Instead, there's a lot of defenders on A. And when you've got 20 seconds on the clock and you're going up against potentially 3 A defenders, very difficult to break that crossfire.
Demal straight in with a shot on Art. Legacy taking that one rifle straight into an aggressive fight, a rush down in towards the upper bomb site, but they are going to get mowed through in the end. Sadzin does recover that AK for a decent pick, and down into the vents, him and Lux are going to go. Lux gets the bomb down, in fact, so cash bonus at the minimum. But HP damage done on 2 players quite significantly for Fluxo. Are Legacy going to get any more out of this?
This is very workable. If they can fight against the secret player first, that's 2 players coming in from ramp, so they're separated against the third.
Hyria slowly creeping. Sanzin's not going to be seen. Lux is going to escape back. Known about towards Ob. Sanzin now in at Decon. Lux has caught Kai. It's a 2v2. He's turned back towards Hyria as well. Expecting him to come in real quick. He's got the kill. History on the defuse. The HG's come forward and they get the kill in the end. It wasn't the rifle. It was the pistols again for Legacy. One more eco steal for the road.
It's just an insult to injury, isn't it? That round doesn't have a lot going for it, and then all of a sudden, a 2v3 post-plant starts becoming winnable, and everyone just collapses. Fluxo just completely out of breathing room now. A perfect gun round, 12-4. This is closing time. This is Legacy coming for the Dallas spots.
Quick in. They want to end this now. Art resists as best he can, but Nissim has caught Nix. Lux has caught Art. Period's backstab. Only so useful now. Might get Sadzin out of this one. Indeed, he's going to jump on the adjustment. Will drop that bomb and take the second player out as well. Maybe a bit more legs here for the Fluxo side. Nissim, however, gets Kai at point blank. Kai had to jump on him and everything. Period's now low. Still gets away with the frag on Lato. A triple for him in the round. Finally, an individual making a difference for Fluxo here. Nissim needs the most magical clutch in the world if he wants to secure this at 13.
It's so tough. Now, from the ladder, when he comes down, he should be able to catch the first player at period, but it's History that's going to be the tough kill.
So focused on Squeaky. He's waiting. Finds him. Now revealed here to the upper of the roof. 35 seconds still to play against. How does he work this back into the same position he was considering going back? History going to hide inside that smoke. And the bomb is with him. Nissim. Oh, he thinks correctly about the position, hoping that History overextends. 20 seconds though. Is this on? Dive down. History. Going to try to call his bluff. Bomb picked up. Needs to go towards A right now. 10 seconds. Nissim's creeping. Utility out. That reveals position. Plant to the backside. It's just exposed towards the hut, but History's coming in from Squeaky instead, making noise about it as well. Incendiary out. Nissim. One headshot's all he requires. He's not going to get it. Crisis averted for Fluxo. They stay alive.
That gets really tight. I've been bigging up History and how good he's been in clutches, but I personally feel that 1v1's quite poorly played, Jay. He's not spotting the bomb. He's not jiggling on the entrance down from ladder and into hut. He's given full respect to the opposition to be able to get the bomb down for Nissim to actually make that round workable. That should not have been the case. It's survival for now, but it's another gun round, and I look at everything and I just think that even one kill is just going to crumble this from Fluxo.
Seven to the good still for Legacy. Perius caught Lato to start straight through the smoke, and advantage is maintained. Lux walking with his knife pull completely out. And Nix makes that an easy enough frag to the Fluxo side to extend that lead and the man advantage to 2. Legacy forced to reposition and readjust.
And we have seen teams in this closed qualifier struggle to end games. We've seen hefty round streaks and big leads just not being closed straight away. You start wondering whether that's happening to Legacy right now. Demal on the outside at the back of Team Red. Sanzin not seen yet. But a 3v5, tough round to recover.
Nix fighting Nissim next, so seems like the round will not be recovered at all for the Legacy side. I guess a little bit of a return onto the Fluxo camp, because you talk about teams not quite able to close out map-ups. Well, think about the last nuke that these two teams played. 11-6 up for Fluxo, couldn't close it. Ended up 11-13 for Legacy's favour. At least they have the map point. At least they're guaranteed to still be within a chance to 2-0 with the overtime in mind. Oh, Sandzin's just seen where Art is. Okay, that's awkward. That's very awkward indeed. 3 seconds. He might even die down after time. Art's going to hide around the corners. I'm sure that might end up being the case. Oh, that's not great at all for Legacy.
Well, I don't know. That shot was on.
I don't mean not great as in that wasn't, you know, poorly played. I mean that, yeah, that shot looked on to me as well.
Yeah, can you say CSGO'd? I don't know if that works anymore.
CS2'd.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right though, does it? It doesn't have the same ring to it.
Yeah, should downgrade a version just to make that saying right.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, that whole round from Legacy is going to call an attack, and honestly, they have so many rounds to work with. There's so many chances to close this out. Just make sure that the comms are clear and no one's getting tilted. I don't think you have to worry too much about the tactical edge of the defaults and exactly where you're going to maximize potential. You just need to be doing the basics right, because you've only got one round to close out this grand final.
And any one round could do it, as they have shown with their previous eco attempt. Got half-bought pistols and armor into round 19. So let's see whether or not they're going to find another steal. Add one more steal for the road. Kai towards outside. Got Art finding Nissim to start things off. He's now starting to get some consistent opening frags against the Legacy side in his positions. Lurker inside a lobby. 4 players went outer for Legacy.
It seemed as if they wanted to get a contact. Maybe have the lobby player to strike and then start running outside. But once they lost Nissim, they've cancelled. Gone back to inner. No util, so not much that they'll be able to do in this round. Contact outdoor, contact ramp, probably the only option.
A minute on the clock. Art has just seen Sandzin. Tagged him up. Nicks in the rafters. Takes 2. Triple. Quadra. Dead. Legacy. The gap has closed to 5. But they can buy once again. Still on series point. Still on qualifier point. But Fluxo have been given a window, doorway back into the match.
And one of the struggles that Fluxo had in their first half for Nuke was bomb plants. Other than winning the first round, they got, what, 2 bomb plants? I think that was it. And you start thinking here for Legacy, well, if plants aren't coming, you're going to go into that buy eco territory where you're just not getting consistent gun rounds up.
Economical situation that Fluxo can capitalise on. Damao towards outside has lost his life to Kai. Getting very proactive here in the openings. Art's been punished indoors, meanwhile, crossing back past the squeaky corridor. Nissim makes it a 4v4.
And finally, Art gets dealt with. Outside, Damao gets a bit stressed and perhaps doesn't need to overswing. Nyx been strong on these A defenses over the last couple of rounds. Him and Art have been establishing crossfires and multis between them. And rather than being the heaven rotate, they're leaving the AWP to be the anchor towards ramp.
.60 seconds left.
Lux is probably just going to do either top hut molly or default molly and double flash, commit for the A exec.
Legacy once again slowing things down to a silent crawl. A site about to be taken. Counter-octed by a smoke from Fluxo. Couldn't be timed more perfectly there. 3 players into the squeaky corridor.
And Nyx has got an incendiary, and this will either delay or cancel the top site play. Once this incendiary goes down, the T's might try and cancel and go in towards ramp instead.
Such a tiny amount of time to do it, though. Legacy going to make their move. And the Molotovs flashes over. Kyria unaffected by it until the second one comes forward. Nissim can get that trade back against Sandzin's casualty, but Nissim and Latta will fall to Kai in history. And this round will fall apart all the same. Legacy This is starting to get concerning now. 4 more rounds for Fluxo to catch up to.
Counter-terrorists win.
They are yet to close a single round on this T side.
It's been tough, but I still think you've got the leverage of the rounds. You've still got plenty of breathing room to continue. Now, the economy is getting slightly awkward. You had a player of the AWPer of Sadzin die after time previously. You've now had Luck save. So they're going to be able to not force it up, but buy quite heavily. They're leaving a bit of cash in the reserve for both Nissim and for Sadzin. They've got max round loss bonus, but they do need a plant.
Cash injection required. Legacy going quick into the bomb site right here. HG's down. History's found the opening pick on Sadzin and doubling up. Kai, Nissim. It's all back and forth. It's all chaos. It comes out to a 2 versus 2. And both the remaining CTs are making their way up into heaven. Lux. Fire down. Bomb can get picked up. And try and lean away towards that B bomb site. That is the right call to make here.
So Lato should go ramp here. Because he's lobby, he can either cut the rotation of the CTs trying to drop vent or come out to ramp in the late rounds.
It's going to go ramp, which is where Fluxo are going in real quickly as well. They'll hear these footsteps. Here we are. And History making a ton of noise. Both players will be heard. Lux going to take this chance to reposition. Where's he going to get to, though? Lato, where's he going to find himself? Heinz History, kill found. Pyria, all that's left now to close this down for Fluxo, for Legacy, to try and maintain this map and this series. Pyria gets the kill. Lux is staying hidden. The doorways can open up, but the bomb is on the back side. A smoke comes in. Pyria, is he covered by hard? No. The doors open up, and Pyria finds Lux jumping in front of the doorway, but time is so low. Has he got this with the kits? Yes, he has, just in the nick of time. Somehow, Fluxo maintain control.
Oh, man, that is a choke. Right there from Lux, he's tried not to really play. He's tried to open up, spam, and move and close those doors immediately, but still gets caught off in the process. I feel that Galil of Lato, though, should just not be committing to the fight. He needs to be slow playing it. They know that there's not that much time left on the bomb. No way that Fluxo should have been able to win that 1v2. And still he did. Legacy at least got their weapons back, and Lux has swung right into Pyria. He's had enough. 23 kills deep in this game. And now Molotov's burning Nix away. There's HP low across Legacy. Another kill's coming for Lux and Nissim's core History. Finally, it looks like they're going to break this. Nissim out into the upper bomb site. Nix down lower in at B. M4 inside of a smoke has let Legacy players cross past him. He's stuck in the vents, though. He can only do so much from this position. The bomb should go down as Nissim takes Nix. Finally, it looks like the nightmare is over. It looks like the choke will not come fully to fruition for Legacy. As Fluxo have run out of steam, the comeback indeed was fake. It went far, but not quite far enough. For Kai, as clutch heavy as he's been, as stellar as he was throughout the series, this once again is a bridge too far. 13-9, 2-0, as Legacy will make their way to IEM Dallas. And they deserve the qualification. Yeah, you might say, oh, I wish that they closed out a bit early. I wish that they kept that level of form and showed pure dominance. It is still a completely undefeated closed qualifier run. This has been